Now, the search for a person who stabbed a sheriff's deputy is ending. The latest on the investigation in Cross Plains. And running past the Boilermakers, we're going to have highlights from the Badgers' dominant win in West Lafayette.
It was mighty warm those lunch or dinner times.
And later, serving those who served us, how local heating technicians are making sure our veterans are staying warm this winter. That's all coming up at 6. Well, thanks so much for joining us tonight. We're marching towards November, and it's starting to cool down. Meteorologist Austin Kopnitsky is out there in the weather patio right now and has your certified most accurate forecast.
And it's most definitely cooling down out here. Average high temperatures falling to 56 degrees. Just a few weeks ago, we were talking 60s, 70s, and even 80s, and now it does look like most of our days ahead are going to get trapped in the 50s. Currently at 47 degrees right here in Madison, but what we're going to see later on tonight is actually increasing cloud cover. If we saw mostly clear skies overnight, we would see temperatures really falling even into the upper 20s. But with that added cloud cover, temperatures are still going to fall down into the mid-30s here in the overnight hours. But our Doppler track is staying dry right now. Great news right there. We're not expecting any rain here for the rest of today. Tomorrow, however, is when those rain showers are going to return. Now, taking a look at some of our temperatures, still some lower 50s here just out to our west. Lone Rock, Mineral Point, and Boscobel all at about 50 degrees as of right now. We're not seeing much in terms of wind speeds, generally staying pretty calm. So whenever you have calm winds and temperatures near freezing in the nighttime hours, we do have another chance to see some patchy frost here later on tonight. An expected low of about 36 degrees, but we're not going to see any frost advisories or freeze warnings actually get issued here for tonight. But make sure you stay tuned. I'll detail why coming up a little bit later on.
Thank you so much, Austin. The Dane County Sheriff's Office is no longer looking for a person they say stabbed a deputy Thursday night. The DOJ told us this afternoon there's no longer any danger to the public, but also didn't say if anyone was in custody. The DOJ says it's still investigating the incident, which happened at Fescue Park just outside of Cross Plains. Officials say deputies were investigating a suspicious person at the park when a deputy was stabbed. That deputy later fired their weapon, but we're not exactly sure how many shots were fired. Now the deputy is recovering at home today from her injuries. And at least one person is in the hospital after a crash on Highway 14. This happened earlier this afternoon in Maizomanie. Officers say 2 cars were involved and multiple people were hurt. The road was closed at Highway 78 for about an hour and a half. And, well, the Badgers faced off against number 25 ranked Purdue today in West Lafayette, a week after the Boilermakers pulled off a stunning upset over Iowa. And, folks, this game was all about Wisconsin's run game. Get this, Graham Mertz only threw 8 passes today, but who needs that when you have running backs like Ches Malusi and Braylon Allen? We're going to skip ahead as they're tied at 13, and it's the 17-year-old Fani native, Braylon Allen, breaking off that 70 yards to get the Badgers into enemy territory. And then moments later, guess who? It's going to be Ches Malusi who's going to end up scoring the touchdown. There's an interception actually from the game, but you know, the defense also played well, and they'll hold on for the 30-13 win. Paul Christ's first win over a ranked team since 2019. And sports reporter Jordan Reed is going to have full highlights and reaction from West Lafayette coming up tonight at 10. Next at 6, in just 3 days, the FDA is going to hold a public hearing to examine Pfizer's emergency use authorization into its vaccine for kids. But when it's available, only about a third of parents say they're going to let their kids get the shot. But local health experts say once the vaccine is approved, parents should take their children to get the vaccine immediately. Right now, children account for about 30% of new COVID infections.
And they're getting sicker, so they're missing school and actually ending up in the hospital at a higher frequency.
As for whether vaccinating kids will eliminate the need for masks, we're going to share that answer to that question coming up at 10. And if you're trying to get the booster shot, some places in Wisconsin are already giving them out. The CDC approved boosters for all 3 vaccines on Thursday. It also said vaccine mixing is not only okay, but encouraged, especially if you got that Johnson & Johnson 1-dose shot.
Johnson & Johnson followed by a Pfizer booster increased antibody levels by about 42 times. It was increased by 75 times with the Moderna booster.
Officials do recommend that you call your local pharmacies to find out which boosters they have in stock, with places like Hy-Vee and CVS getting doses weekly. You can learn more about those booster shots and how your young children could get vaccinated by downloading our Channel 3000 News app. Remember, it's free and available in the App Store. Well, we're entering a busy season for heating technicians as people begin to feel the chill of the air. But as Anna Hansen explains, for dozens of local veterans, the cold won't be a problem this winter.
As temps drop, a lot of people are cranking up the heat in their homes, calling technicians to make sure their furnaces are winter ready. Today, about 40 local veterans got their furnaces checked for free from a group of technicians on a mission to honor their sacrifices.
What I do every day, I really enjoy.
On a chilly fall day, the technicians at General Heating and Air Conditioning are gearing up for a busy season of furnace checks. But today's checks aren't by the book. Today, Scott Son and over 30 other technicians are sacrificing their time to honor the sacrifices of others, conducting furnace checks for veterans free of charge. It's part of the annual Heats On event, run by a local group of steam fitters.
Why not go and help these guys out when they need it?
This year marks 33 years since the event started with free heating system checks for 40 veterans. And while they're getting free maintenance, Zahn says it's the technicians being truly rewarded.
These people, they put their lives on the line for us.
For Zahn, the free service is the least that can be done to help honor those that have done so much.
This stuff is always there for them, so why shouldn't we be there for them?
Harold Miller can attest to the memories. A Vietnam veteran, Miller's recollection of his time stationed in Long Binh hasn't been affected by the years. He remembers everything right down to the second.
I always tell people that if you remember the TV program MASH and remember radar, well, I kind of was operating like radar. A lot of times I would have to run out to the junkyard and cannibalize a part off of a Jeep or whatever.
In pictures, he smiles with the friends he'd made in training, friends he hasn't seen for 68 years. Miller has been benefiting from the Heats On program for 3 years, and he says he's grateful for the gift of heat.
It's been very helpful program.
A gift that keeps Miller and his memories nice and warm. Well, General Heating and Air Conditioning is replacing 3 furnaces today. The oldest is 44 years old and still running.
44 years old and still running. That's amazing. On Monday, a Dane County judge will hear arguments after the Attorney General asked the court to intervene in the GOP-led review of the 2020 election. At a drug take-back event today in Madison, Wisconsin AG Josh Call told us he thinks the investigation is unlawful.
One is they're too broad. They don't provide with enough clarity what topics he wants to ask questions about. He also seems to be conducting what he views as a law enforcement type investigation. The speaker compared it to a murder investigation, and that's an executive branch function, not a legislative branch function.
Special counsel Michael Gableman hasn't responded to the AG's request. Monday's hearing will only involve subpoenas issued to the state's election commission, but could impact mayors and local election officials around the state, including right here in Madison. Well, as far as Drug Take-Back Day, more than 270 local law enforcement agencies around the state hosted events today. People were asked to dispose of unwanted or unused medications. Madison police say they collected a record 97 pounds at the drop-off today. And we're learning more about this week's deadly movie set shooting after the break, what investigators are looking into, and whether Alec Baldwin is going to face charges. And later, turning a place for learning into a home. We're going to take you inside some unique new apartments in the area at 10.
Clean, safe, fun. I wanted it all when we needed daytime care for Mom. Oh, Grace's new adult day center is so nice. Now she goes twice a week while I'm at work and loves it.
A Grace, caring every step of the way.
When the leaves start to fall and the nights get cooler, you know it's sofa season. Steinhoffels has a sofa to fit every style and budget. A sofa for the big game, a sofa for catching up, a sofa for cuddling. During Steinhoffels' Falling Prices sale, every sofa, every bedroom, every dining room, and more, it's all on sale. Steinhoffels has the largest selection of in-stock furniture and all the best brands of mattresses. It's the Falling Prices sale, only at Steinhoffels and Steinhoffels.com.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head in monthly payments, there's a secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $10,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for the credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Credit Associates, and we're offering you free information on how to completely resolve your credit card debt with a monthly payment you can afford. To see how much you could save, call now. 1-800-914-7929. Don't declare bankruptcy. Don't consolidate. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. After all, we depend on your success and offer a guarantee so there's no risk to call. Credit Associates. Live better, debt-free. We'll even show you how to use your stimulus money to jumpstart our services and get you debt-free faster than you ever thought possible. Call Credit Associates now to see how much you could save for free.
Call 1-800-914-7929.
With Dad's arthritis, he struggles with housework and bathing, so I called a Grace. Yes, a Grace. With their age-at-home service, Dad gets the help he needs to stay independent at home.
A Grace, caring every step of the way.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6. Winner of the National Edward R. Murrow Award for Overall Excellence in Television.
The White House is taking unprecedented action to resettle Afghan refugees. More than 55,000 Afghans have been living on military bases across the U.S. for weeks now, including Fort McCoy right here in Wisconsin. But a new initiative will open more locations for them to go by working with nonprofits and even Airbnb to help these refugees find a home. Officials say the program will provide a safe welcome to allies who served alongside the U.S. in Afghanistan. And filming is now suspended 2 days after a deadly movie set shooting involving actor Alec Baldwin. A search warrant reveals an assistant director handed the prop gun to Baldwin and indicated that it was safe to use and did not have live ammo.
Moments before Alec Baldwin fired a prop gun that killed a cinematographer, court documents show assistant director Dave Halls handed the actor the weapon and yelled, "Cold gun." The Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office says Halls did not know the weapon actually held live rounds. Helena Hutchins was shot in the chest and pronounced dead after being airlifted to a hospital. Director Joel Souza was wounded in the shoulder. Kevin Williams has supervised prop guns for 20 years.
Generally on set, you have either the prop master or a set armorer who's going to be maintaining chain of control from when the weapons are in the trucks to when they hit the set to when they go to the actor's hands.
Investigators are now focusing on the wooden chapel-like structure on the set of Baldwin's Western, Rust. Items of interest include video captured during filming, firearms, computer equipment, and clothing that may still be in the building. Investigators already seized Baldwin's Old West costume, which appears to have bloodstains. The actor says it was a tragic accident and that he's heartbroken over Hutchins' death. CBS News editor Gustavo Sampaio worked closely with Hutchins on a short film.
She really was a rising star. I was very impressed and proud of her. I often thought that I wanted to work with her again.
In Albuquerque Saturday night, Hutchins' friends and colleagues plan to hold a vigil in her memory. Omar Villafranca, CBS News, Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Now get this, there are reports several members of the crew actually complained about the long hours and low pay, with some walking off the movie set shortly before the shooting took place. Well, book lovers unite. Coming up at 6, how the Wisconsin Book Festival is bringing readers back together this weekend. Plus, more chances for those showers tomorrow. Austin's going to be right back with your weather.
Your eyes, beautiful on the outside, but if you have diabetes, there can be some not so pretty stuff going on inside. It's true, with diabetic retinopathy, excess sugar can damage blood vessels, causing vision loss or even blindness. So remember this, now is the time to get your eyes checked. Eye care is important to your long-term diabetes management. See a path forward with actions and treatments that may help your eyes and protect against vision loss. Visit nowic.com and take control of your sight.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers, and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
Do you suffer from chronic or severe back or neck pain? Did you know that there's now a treatment method available right here at Midwest Spine and Nerve Center that offers hope of avoiding spinal surgery for those suffering with bulging, herniated, or degenerative discs? Our therapies help reduce pain related to these conditions and have a high success rate in helping people just like you avoid back or neck surgery.
I've experienced low back pain for over 15 years. I had back surgery when I was 26 and had difficulties recovering. The doctors at Midwest Spine and Nerve Center have given me a new lease on life. I am now able to enjoy an active, pain-free lifestyle.
Call Midwest Spine and Nerve Center now to schedule a no-obligation consultation to see if our progressive pain-relieving therapies are right for you.
credit score getting in the way of things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit help you borrow up to $10,000. So check your eligibility on netcredit.com today without affecting your credit score. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
And welcome back. The annual Wisconsin Book Festival is finding ways to bring book lovers together this weekend. The 4-day festival hosted a majority of its in-person events today at Madison's downtown Central Library. Everything was forced to go virtual last year due to the pandemic, but organizers say they're excited to celebrate the festival's 20th anniversary together.
There's a real connection that is formed between the audience and the author at things like this. And so while that does translate to a digital environment, you know, we've had tremendous success with digital events. There is something very special about being in the room with the person who wrote this.
The festivities wrap up tomorrow with a virtual event hosted by the popular science writer Mary Roach. You can learn out how to register at wisconsinbookfestival.org. Austin, are you going to be registering yourself, man? Let's check out that weather, too.
You know, I think I might. I need to get into some good reading here coming up soon. But outside, though, it is cooling down. And these mornings especially really staying pretty chilly and even frosty on some mornings. But the rain showers do return on Sunday. I will give you a sneak peek into the extended forecast. Still not looking at any snow showers. So right now, all the showers that we're looking at are going to fall in the form of rain with seasonable temperatures as well. But a live look outside right now, the sun is setting earlier and earlier each and every day. Less sunshine, a little bit of a different angle that sun's actually hitting us, and that continues to cool down our temperatures. But with temperatures actually reaching the middle to lower 30s overnight, why do we not have any frost advisories or even freeze warnings? Well, there's an answer to that. The end of the growing season is officially here. Temperatures already have dropped below freezing for most of our communities, and that average low temperature is 38 degrees as well. So because of all of these factors, now frost, it's just normal for this time of the year, unfortunately. So we're not going to see any more advisories pretty much until the end of winter. So we have some time to go before we see another frost advisory or freeze warning. But that doesn't mean our temperatures are going to stay above freezing. It just means it's a lot more normal here at this time of the year. Doppler track does still look pretty great outside as of right now, and our future track is going to show more cloud cover in the overnight hours. We're going to see more and more clouds, and by the time we reach tomorrow morning, mostly cloudy skies will take over, and then towards the afternoon hours, we're going to start to see some showers returning. Some light to moderate showers are looking likely here, especially in the afternoon and evening hours for tomorrow. That's going to linger into the overnight hours tomorrow and into parts of Monday. And now it does look like, based on our latest models, this one in particular does show those showers actually leaving decently early in the morning, and this could bring some sunshine towards the afternoon. A few of our other models that we're looking at, however, still keep that cloud cover and the rain showers a little bit longer here for our Monday. So it's to be determined. I think we'll have a better look at when we're going to see these showers exiting by the time we do reach tomorrow. But our 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook does show that by the end of this forecast, we're likely going to be a little bit drier than average. And notice how those rain showers really do drop off here at the end of this forecast. But in the meantime, next few days, we're looking at a good 50% chance to see some of those showers. Not much of a chance to see thunderstorm potential, but it does look like quite a bit of some rain could fall for some. 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, pretty average here, and that's exactly what we're looking at in our extended forecast. The 50s are going to remain around town here. 7-day forecast shows a lot of those rain chances, but then the end of the forecast really takes a turn for the better here with drier conditions taking over. But notice those temperatures, mid to lower 50s, and then that following Tuesday, a high of 49 degrees. It's that time of the year, Brad.
I know. And when you look at the mid 50s, I was going to ask you this, like during the spring, like when I see 50 during the spring, I'm like, oh, you know what? Short season.
Oh, it's the best.
But now I want to cry, don't you?
Yeah, I'm in the same exact boat. I mean, 40 degrees in the end of winter versus the beginning of winter, it feels like two totally different things, but it's still technically 40 degrees out there. It's wild how it works.
Say goodbye to our beautiful tans.
Oh, no. I never got one this summer, so.
Me neither. Thanks, Austin. Next at 6, record-breaking rainfall has turned normally dry basements or low-lying homes into waterlogged messes for millions of people across the country. As Consumer Reports explains, you have to act fast to protect your belongings in your home from potentially dangerous outbreaks of mold.
It was like a water fountain, a huge water fountain. Within about 20 minutes, we had over 2 feet.
During a massive rain, Joanne Orlowski's basement filled with sewer water that came up through the toilet, and that was just the start of the problem.
The weather was still warm, so within 24 hours, the mold just started growing everywhere.
How should you deal with mold after a flood? Larger rooms that have been soaked with water may need professional help with special drying machinery to ward off dangerous mold. But according to the EPA, you can usually deal with small mold outbreaks yourself using detergent, water, and some elbow grease to scrub surfaces. Follow these CR tips to help prevent mold after a flood. Clean up debris, then dry out the room by opening windows and using fans. Then close the room and use dehumidifiers. Remove anything porous that's been soaked and can't be thoroughly cleaned and dried. This includes carpets, upholstery, drywall, or ceiling tiles. Clean surfaces with detergent and water. If detergent doesn't remove existing mold, use a bleach solution, 1 cup per gallon of water. Take pictures of damage and wet areas to show your insurance company.
Since COVID, insurance companies are not sending adjusters so often to sites, so it's really important to take photos of all the damage. Even small water spots on a wall or ceiling can develop into something much worse later on.
There's pieces in the furnace that if they get wet, then you've lost your furnace. They can't fix it.
If your heating or AC units have been submerged, do not turn them on. Water can carry debris, causing bacteria and mold to become embedded inside. Have a professional inspect and clean all components. This is Luz Montez.
Consumer Report says that if you attempt mold remediation yourself, the EPA recommends wearing long pants, sleeves, gloves, and goggles. Well, ahead at 6, the Packers look to extend their winning streak against Washington. We're going to preview Week 7 after the break.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
What makes new Salonpas Arthritis Gel so good for arthritis pain? Salonpas contains the most prescribed topical pain relief ingredient. It's clinically proven, reduces inflammation, and comes in original prescription strength. Salonpas, it's good medicine.
We know car accidents happen every day. Unfortunately, many of us don't know our rights when it happens to us. Victims often settle too soon and can't cover medical bills or long-term effects from the accident. Contact the personal injury attorneys at Gingras, Thompson & Walks for a free consultation if you've suffered injury or loss due to a car accident. GTW attorneys are consistently recognized as the best and have won some of the biggest settlements and awards for their clients. Gingras, Thompson & Walks.
It's time to find your next Chevy truck and forge ahead. Take on new challenges and take it to the next level. It's the perfect time to do more in your next Chevy. Find new possibilities, find new roads. Eligible customers get great offers from GM Financial Plus. No monthly payments for 120 days on all 2021 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups and get $1,500 cash allowance. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
I have worked at Huffcore for the last 36 years.
Huffcore closing the plant, moving production to Mexico.
I gave my life and my body to that place. Ron Johnson pushed through a tax law that rewards outsourcing. Companies can bring profits back from Mexico tax-free. And worse, Ron Johnson profited personally from outsourcing. He has doubled his wealth since taking office. Tell Ron Johnson to stop putting his profits above our jobs.
New Milk-Bone Dipped. A treat so tasty, everyone will want to be a dog. Coated in delicious peanut butter flavored yum. Dog life's more fun with New Milk-Bone Dipped.
When you open a jar of Better Than Bouillon, you open up dinner time to great flavor. Chicken, beef, roasted garlic, sauteed onion. With Better Than Bouillon, the possibilities are endless. Make your everything better with Better Than Bouillon. Don't just make it better.
Sunday morning, we will have Badger highlights and preparations for the Packers game. And Julian will be preparing you for the possibility of rain on your Sunday. Join us Sunday morning from 6:30 to 8.
Okay, so with all the injuries and moving pieces around the Packers roster, it's kind of hard to believe that Green Bay is off to a 5-1 start. Now, it helps that they do have that man, Aaron Rodgers, under center, but the front office has been making all of the right moves, bringing in veteran guys that have filled and fit in nicely. And Rodgers is starting to feel like it's 2010 all over again.
This season is beginning to remind me a little bit of a season over a decade ago where we've had a number of injuries and in the course of the season added certain pieces to the mix that ended up playing a big role down the line. I think you guys can imagine what season I'm talking about, which is a good thing.
Oh, what an awesome season it was. The Packers kick off tomorrow at Lambeau against Washington. Now the Bucs are going to get on with their third game of the season in about an hour. They're in San Antonio tonight looking to rebound after an ugly 42-point loss in Miami on Thursday. And in case you missed it, the Badgers cooled off the Boilermakers today, running for 290 yards, led by Ches Malusi's 149. On the other sideline, Purdue finished with negative 13 yards on the ground. Yikes. Wisconsin picked up the 30-13 win. Sports reporter Jordan Reed is going to have all those highlights and reactions coming up tonight at 10.
Offense off the field.
Time out on the field. Everything is off.
Oh, boy. We got a power hit. Oh, no. Is this the Super Bowl? Huge. Someone paying their light bills or not down there?
Okay, so one of the best games today was actually played in Lawrence, Kansas, and it wasn't a basketball game. It was a football game where there was that stoppage early in the first quarter after a campus-wide power outage shut down the lights and the scoreboard. Once the issue was fixed, 1-5 Kansas played some pretty darn good football, but could not hold on to upset number 3 Oklahoma, losing 35-23. And Austin, I know you were probably locked in on that game as much as we were, but how's our weather looking, my man?
You know, I would say the weather's looking pretty decent for the rest of today. Later on tonight, however, we are going to see the cloud cover returning. Temperatures will drop back down here into the middle 30s, but again, we're not going to see any more frost advisories get issued here until the end of winter, but frost is still going to be a possibility for many of these nights here in the extended forecast, but also quite a bit of some rain chances. Right now, it does look like our best chances are in the afternoon and evening on Sunday night as well, and it does look like parts of Monday, especially in the morning, could see some of those showers working their way through. Tuesday right now looks dry, but more showers on the way for Wednesday and Thursday. Back half of the forecast looking great, including a beautiful Halloween forecast with a high of 53 degrees and some sunshine to boot.
And that's all we have for 6, and make sure to tune in with us at 10. Thanks so much for joining us, Madison.
With Dad's